Welcome to part 2 of my series on running Skyrim using Vortex mods. This part is about the quality of computer that you need for good results. Before we begin to set up our computer for modding Skyrim, we should take a moment to consider what kind of results we can expect to achieve. Ultimately, this is based on computing power. A weak PC will not get us nice results, and our work may be all for naught. Let's find out if our PC is powerful enough before we begin. Unfortunately, modding requires a decent PC. Not a great one, but not an old chugger either. If you have been watching the videos on modding made by the big boys and girls on YouTube, be forewarned, they are all using the best equipment in order to get the results you see. All you really need is something decent. If you have already installed, set up, and played Skyrim, you probably recall that the first time you do this, Skyrim checks your hardware and decides how to set the graphic level for your computer. On my old computer, I think my settings were medium. My old computer had a Ryzen 7 2700 CPU with a Radeon RX 580 video card. This was barely enough to run the game, and I had a good deal of trouble trying to add mods. I tried installing a new video card, a Radeon RX 6650, but it made little difference. I also tried adding more memory. I went from 32 to 64 gigabytes, but that didn't help either. The bottleneck was in the CPU. A Ryzen 7 2700 is pretty old, and it didn't like running all the new games. If you are having trouble with your computer being able to run games in general, I wouldn't think that spending money on a new video card would be the best use of your resources. I recently purchased a new PC with a Ryzen 7 9800 CPU and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 Ti video card. And now Skyrim sets my videos to Ultra, and I can run mods without any crashes or freezes. The Ryzen 9800 made the difference. If you are unfamiliar with CPUs and video cards, don't worry about it. You can always learn more about them later on if you are interested. If you have a PC from one of the big box stores, you can probably trust that the CPU, video card, motherboard, and power supply are already the best combination for your computer, and trying to improve it by replacing one part is not going to be satisfactory. I hate to say it, but it might be time for a new PC. And on that subject, if you see a big box store advertising gaming PCs for under $500, they are probably selling you a box with LEDs flickering away, a fancy case, and not much more. My new PC cost about $1,700 at Micro Center, and I wasn't really bargain hunting. Do some CPU and video card research before you shop. Know what the numbers mean. If you are curious as to what kind of CPU, video card, and memory your PC has, you can easily find this out from your desktop. Press Ctrl-Alt-Delete. That is to say, while holding down the Ctrl and Alt key at the same time, press the Delete key. You will get a new screen that has 4 choices. The bottom one says Task Manager. Click on that. That brings up the Task Manager on your computer. On the left side of this window, you will see Performance. Click on that and you will see the different components of your computer. You can see the CPU here. It shows that I have an AMD Ryzen 7 9800. Here we can see that I have 32 gigabytes of memory. Most newer computers have that much memory. Below the hard drive and the Wi-Fi, you can see my GPU, that is, my video card. You can see that I have an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070. I knew all this information before I got this computer, and I knew that it would be fine for running computer games on Steam, although it is not one of those $4,000 super rigs that the pros use. It isn't essential to know all this, but it is nice to know what kind of computer you have, especially if you plan on shopping for a new one. So we can close this and move on to downloading Steam and setting up Skyrim.